I'm hitting 100 sunrises in a year.
What the heck was I thinking? Let's just keep watching and see what happens.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be a little bit tough.
Okay, this guy's crazy. So how the heck did I go from scaling mountains to doing marathons and Ironmans? So we ran 10 miles this morning. This was the conclusion of my deload week. We averaged 136 beats per minute for my heart rate. Average pace 833, 1,095 total calories. It felt easy. It was supposed to feel easy. It was a total zone 2 run. This deload week was weird. This week was weird, and I say it was weird because it was supposed to be more time to rest. And I felt busier in this deload week. I felt just as busy during this deload week as I did during last week's high volume sessions. One thing that's been on my mind though is I'm not where I want to be at yet. I feel like my brain says I'm over here or that I'm at this spot in life, but then my current reality is I'm not there. I'm working multiple jobs. I haven't reached as much success by the world standards as a 26-year-old may, or where the 26-year-old may should be at, where a 26-year-old should be at. Not doing the traditional thing the 26-year-old does. Stable job, trying to have a significant other, not pursuing these extreme things. And it's a heavy weight because I do have a body of work in the business to support the efforts I've put in, but I feel like where my current reality is at, it's not matching that. And on the fitness side, I forget that I'm so early in this journey that of course I'm not going to be as successful as some other people online. I can't expect to be popping off in 1 year like you see some people online. One, because everyone's journey is different. Two, my fitness journey, I hadn't ran in 10 years prior to 2024. So my base level fitness is already way further down than other people that started this and made crazy progress in these sports in 1 year. That's not normal. It's not normal, and I'm trying to come to terms with that, and I've made a lot of progress. And I have to keep in mind that these things take longer, and I can't compare my story and my journey, whether it's my business goals or my fitness goals, and because I'm not there yet, that I just can't compare to these other people. So yeah, it's been a big weight knowing I'm not where I want to be at yet. And that self-doubt in the back of your mind creeps in. It's heavy sometimes. I am being conscious about how I spend my time. I know I mentioned how the Ironman is sold out, Ironman California, and that took me out a little bit when you're already putting your mindset towards this goal, and then the rug gets pulled out under you. Right now, I am contemplating between doing a DIY Ironman, meaning I just do the distance in my hometown, get the community involved, and still race myself, because that's ultimately what these endurance endeavors are about. Beating yourself, beating the previous version of yourself, beating the efforts, the times, all those things, seeing how far you can take your body. It's not necessarily about winning. Or I'm playing with the endeavor of doing a 70.3 in December. If I do the 70.3, I will have more time for the business. One, because I'm not training for a full Ironman, and two, it'll be 2 months later into the year, which then I'll have more time to build into peak volume, and I'll have more time to allocate towards the business. The only kicker here is, though, I have this massive goal to do 7 Ironmans in 7 days in the spring of next year. And the whole point behind that is to raise money for type 1 diabetes. Make awareness about that you can do hard things with this disease and inspire others. And so if I do a 70.3 in December, my baseline fitness will not be there in the springtime is when I plan on, or when I want to do this event. So it's some things that I'm struggling with. Doing the 70.3 will allow me to have more time to work on the business and put my mental bandwidth towards that as well. So that's what I'm dealing with, and I'm not committing to one way or the other just yet. I'll let you know when I decide what I'm gonna do. It feels like there's a lot of pressure to make a decision, and just weighing the pros and cons, and once I decide, I'm just gonna go in that direction and run with it. Either way, the training is not gonna stop. So a couple of things that have been on my mind, or a couple of things I was focusing on this week, were being honest with oneself. What do I mean by that? What is my current reality? Am I actually as good as I say I am? Actually, this level that you think you're at, is your work good enough? If you commit to this fully and you don't succeed, will you be okay with that? Or are you putting 100% in to what you're going for? Are you staying grounded in your faith and not trying to glorify your own name? These are things that I need to be honest with myself about. Things maybe you are trying to be honest with yourself with. I think it's just having the humility to really reflect on who you are and where you're really at. That's a good thing, because it allows you to analyze it like data so you can know where to go next. So I'm also addressing limiting beliefs. I mentioned earlier that the self-doubt creeps in, and one thing I've been working on to help fight off the self-doubt is being efficient with the decisions and the actions that I take. For example, today I was working on a proposal for a potential client, and I was being paralyzed. I was a little bit paralyzed by what to do today. And then I said, okay, what's one small win that I can focus on that will ultimately push me forward in my business and in my career? And so I finished the proposal. It was very good. It was clear, and I had made progress, because 4 years ago, Nick would have made that proposal 22 pages long, but this time it was 4 to 5 pages long. And it communicated everything very efficiently. My business acumen was better, and it helped fight off that self-doubt, because I created momentum to where I was trying to go. Now, those small wins can look like a lot of different things every single day, but it allows you to keep pushing forward, because when you're staying still and not making any progress, you're actually going backwards, because the goals are going further away from you. Stacking small wins allows you to fight off the self-doubt and move forward, even if it's moving forward just a little bit. Those are the things that I'm working on this week. This was the deload week, and I've been so busy with business, life, working another job, trying to figure out which direction I'm going to go in with my fitness goals, with my brand, with the business, all while trying to stay grounded in my faith. And it's been heavy this week, but what a blessing it is to carry all this weight, and what a blessing it is to have a Heavenly Father that helps me carry the weight and can bear my anxieties. It's been a good week to be alive, and I can't wait to keep pushing forward. And that's all I have for you this week. I will see you on the next one.